Eastern European Dota DPC returns here with Division 2 on the 7th of February. Unluckily today we only have one series, and it is going to be Rise Esports versus Sigma.YNT. I'm Harry Freak, and I'm going to be bringing you the Dota action here from our beautiful production from Paragon. And of course, before we do get into the draft, we can talk a little bit about how the Division 2 has been looking, how it will be looking, and this is the last day of week 1, so we are thirds of the way there. 2 more weeks left after this one, so we have a lot more nice games to go for in the future. So far, guys, I mean, if you would follow the standings, you would see that Hydra has been undefeated, not only in series but in games as well. They've pretty much crushed everybody. Everyone else, you know, they seem close to each other. We did have some close series. We did have some close games. In the end, of course, someone is going to be dropping out. Someone is going to be going to Division 1. But we still have a lot more time to find out who is going to be who. Rise Esports, they have done pretty well in some third-party tournaments that are being played currently. But in Division 2 here, they've actually lost to YNT, right? So not Sigma.YNT that they're playing against today, but just YNT. If you were watching the yesterday stream, they did play against HF yesterday, so it's the 2 different teams. But Sigma.YNT is a team that came through the qualifiers. It does have some, you could say, at least for me, known players. Violent for you, Kuropatic, Queasy, Vanscore. Vanscore should be a known name to all of you guys that have been following the Dota scene in the past. The guy was, you know, you could say a big deal at one point in his career. Now he's playing with a little bit less known players who are still, you know, doing a pretty decent job. So far, Sigma.YNT is 1-1. Rise Esports are 1-1 as well, with Sigma.YNT having 2 map wins and 3 map losses, meaning that they lost 0-2 and they won 2-1, whereas Rise Esports, they have lost 2-1 and won the other series 2-0. So overall, currently, Rise Esports are looking like the stronger guys, but considering that one of their matches was against HF, I don't know if we can put him above Sigma.YNT for this series. With that being said, though, we are going to be going into the draft, and look at the surprise. Lina is out. Rubik is out. I have to say, Rubik hasn't been banned as often as, you know, the Lina and the Brood. People still do let it go through, and I can understand it, because you don't have a first pick. You're banning the Lina, you're banning the Brood. You have the first pick, you're not banning the Rubik, and you're picking it up. The hero, though, has looked amazing. Like every single region, the hero is picked up in the first phase, played in both support positions, having solid success, and there's the Brood. No surprise there. Sigma.YNT. How do you open? Well, it's going to be a Treant. You know, it's going to be either Treant, DP. We probably see Rise Esports go for the Death Prophet. I have to say, though, I've been surprised, nicely surprised. You know, glad I was that the Division 2 teams were letting the Brood go, the Lina go, finding ways to deal with it. Usually in Division 2, what happens is that teams strictly follow the meta. You know, they don't allow themselves to grow in that way by allowing something to go through. But, you know, as I said, this is awesome. People are not just blindly following the meta. These 2 teams just completely blindly follow the meta so far. When the TP gets picked up, usually we see something like a tiny follow-up, Treant or a Clockwork, which are already banned out. Tusk could be another approach from Rise Esports. Let's see what they played in the DPC so far. So with they played a mid Death Prophet. That is an interesting one. We see it mostly in the offlane. So they play, yeah, it's going to be a tiny. Makes sense. This is not an opening that they've had so far in the tournament. So the only time that they played a Death Prophet, they won, and their other pick, I don't know if it was the Treant or the Rubik, but that was one of their opening picks. So now you see these 2, if you are Sigma.YNT, and you know, I want to see what they played. We don't have too many games of theirs. So with the Treant, they're going to go for the Bat. Okay, have they played this in the past? Not so far. Interesting. Usually when you see a DP, you think of burst damage. And yes, if the fight is long enough, bat regis damage sometimes can be burst. If you have like 5-6 stacks on someone, you fly over them, they lose HP like super fast. But it is not a hero you think about when it comes to bursting people. And now you don't have a burst for the Death Prophet, so I'm kind of scared here for Sigma.YNT. Curious what Rise Esports are going to be banning out. So here's the thing: when you have a pushing hero like a DP, and there's a defense hero on the other side, teamfight plus tower defense in the tree and protector, you don't want to allow your enemies to have too much tower push, right? Why? Because yes, you're good at taking down towers against the tree, that is true. But what is also true is that he will slow you down, and a hero like a Beastmaster can match your pushing speed or even be faster than you, and then you're going to be losing the tower wars, which as a Death Prophet you don't want ever to happen. So understandably, they get rid of that. Terrorblade, the best, or one of the best carries to deal with the Death Prophet. Later stages of the game does immense amount of damage, buys the Skadi, and plus he's an illusion-based heroes, meaning that your spirits, your exorcism is never gonna be latching onto one target, so the damage is gonna be split, instantly making the hero not as good, of course, in the fight, because you're just not gonna be able to finish people off. Clark gets banned out, understandably. This could mean that we are going to be seeing a off-lane bat. You know, from the bans, it's kind of mixed feelings for me. The Queen of Pain wins the lane against the bat is a, like, long life counter. Though I have to say, in the last month or so, casting the DPC and some other third-party tournaments, I have seen bats win the lane against the Queen of Pain. Later on in the game, it's problematic. You hate BKB piercing disables or anything that stops you in your tracks. You run in, she screams, you stop. Doesn't matter if you have a BKB or not. And you don't like playing against burst if you're bat. You want to have as much of your HP pool remaining when the fight starts, right? Because you need to be in the fight to actually deal damage. So understandably, burst damage heroes that take you to half HP and get you over the threshold where you could be taken down, you don't feel comfortable going in. So in that regard, it's good. Ember gets banned out. We have seen bats being picked into Ember. We have seen Embers being picked into bats. So it comes down to the who plays how. In my mind, the bat is still a better matchup, but if played properly, the Ember Spirit can work well. Tusk comes out. We talked about the Rise Esport. Are you going to pick a Tusk or the Tiny? They're going to pick both. We'll see who is for, who is mid. It can be either or. I'm a bigger fan of the Tusk mid, especially against the Treant, because you're better at diving, right? You're better. But then again, I'm also a bigger fan of the Tusk laning against the Treant, just because of the high physical damage, and Treant has 1 armor, so that's also the deal. So we'll see what Rise Esports decide to do. Dodgen, he's good on these rotating types of mid laners. So Sigma. What's it gonna be? They ban out the Ember, so they can't pick it, even though it's one of the better heroes against the Tusk. This could be a Pango game if you want to put an offlane bat, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna be picking up a 4 and a carry right now. It's the best thing, so that you can actually see what you're gonna be putting in the offlane, what you're gonna be putting in the mid lane, so that you don't leave it all to chance. So position 4, Sky. Fine. A lot of damage. Burst for the Death Prophet. I like it, actually. What I don't like is that every single one of the Rise Esports heroes likes to get clumped up together. So maybe your Mystic Flare isn't going to be as powerful as you would want it to be. Plus, a Snowball save is very, very easy to make against the Skywrath Mage. Not easy to make against the Bat. People tend to forget, or maybe they don't even know, you cannot Snowball a lasso target. So do not scream at your teammates if they are not saving you. Shadow Fiend comes out. That's a safe lane Shadow Fiend, I'm gonna assume. It's burst damage, physical and magical in both regards. Seeing the heroes of Rise Esports, they're not too high in armor. Death Prophet builds into armor, Tiny gains it through levels, but overall they're quite nice. Ursa is a perfect pick, like completely perfect pick. The only thing is you can maybe suffer in the lane to the harassment of the Sky, to the harassment of the Bat, if it is an offlane Bat. But overall, throughout the game, Ursa is perfect. You build into a BKB, you're not afraid of the Requiem. Even if you don't have a BKB, you do have the status resistance to not get feared too far away. Once you get on top of any ranged hero as an Ursa, he's a goner. You have a way to remove the overgrowth, you have a way to remove the napalm stacks just with your innate ulti. So I'm liking it. It's a great pick. Even the ultra late game, you know, the Ags territory and stuff. You just counter everything other than the Silence of the Skywrath Mage, which is probably going to be one of the biggest spells for the Ursa. Loving Esports, Rise Esports draft so far. So right now, we are seeing the bans that are good against the Ursa in lane. You don't want your Ursa to suffer. If he has a good timing on the Battle Fury, perfect timing would be 11:30, let's say. Good timing is 13:30. You know, anything other after that is a little bit too late, but still doable. But if you have a really good timing on the Battle Fury with the Ursa, you pretty much solo win this game because every one of these heroes dies once you jump on them, even with the living armor there to help them provide a little bit of defense. They do ban out the Undying, which I don't know if I would like it for Rise.
10 seconds remaining.
I'd be cool with something like a Crystal Maiden, you know, something along those lines that just runs in, runs forward, enables the Ursa to be aggressive in the lane, and just
Radiant team pick.
and just allows the Tiny and the Tusk to do a little bit better. They ban out the Veno as well. Again, Ursa lane counter, so they are pretty sure that this is going to be a mid lane bat. Then I would send the Tusk most likely against it. Tusk mid deals so well with the bat because he hates physical damage, and of course as a mid lane Tusk you're going to be doing more physical down the line.
5 seconds remaining.
And then as a position 4. So YNT, what do you get? You would want something to control the Ursa. So what comes to mind right now are a couple of things. Centaur, they have played it in the past. Okay, there it is. Which also came to mind was like a Brewmaster, you know, because you would have the team fight necessary to keep the Ursa up in the air. The spell is overpower. Yes, you can purge off the overpower from the Ursa. That's, let's say, why the Shadow Demon is so good against Ursa. You go for the overpower, gets purged off.
Remaining.
Suddenly he's just a teddy bear.
5 seconds remaining.
So, do you need a mid? I would say no. You definitely need a support hero. Yeah, position 5. I'm crazy. This is 100% true. So what's it gonna be? CM. What has Rise played in the past? Maybe they can play something like an Enchantress, though I wouldn't like it. I'd rather have something that does keep the Centaur in play. CM is not that good against the Centaur because you cannot attack him. He might be an easy target in that game. In that lane overall. So, no, everything is banned out that they've played so far. And they have played the Hoodwink. They have played the Lich. I've seen some Liches, though physical damage of Sigma isn't that high, so I wouldn't recommend it. Hoodwink I'm fine with. You have having some burst there to help you. So what's it gonna be? Rise are taking their time. They have 50 seconds to think about this one. Black Archangel, he is he's feeling on top of the world right now. You know, having the space to pick out his hero when he sees everything. Something you never get to see. Almost never. Even in competitive games in pubs, definitely not. Everyone is pinging you. Pick a support, pick a switcher. Hero, okay. Wouldn't have guessed that one. Don't mind it. The reason you go for it here is because there is a lot of magical damage and run-in for Sigma. So why is Shakiro good then? Well, first of all, he's one of the tankier position 5s in terms of HP, right? And he's very good when people are running in. You have two very good heroes when people are running in on supports, both the Tiny and the Shakiro. I like the Tiny in position 4. Laning phase wise, you know, you do well against the bad probably with both of these. But when it comes to Tiny mid, if you do not have a vision hero, it is a problem. Even though there are heroes that you can burst down, Bat, Skywrath Mage, Treant, all can be bursted down with the Avatos combo plus a couple of hits. You don't have vision. You don't have vision with the Tiny. You're better off playing it as a support so that you jump in and you actually give vision to your team so they can plan accordingly. And then the enemies are not going to be focusing on you too much. If you survive, you survive. If they focus on you, you've created a space and used your spells to make sure that your team is going to have a good fight. So I'm loving the Rise Esports lineup here. It really does look solid, looks great, looks like it can go the distance and can win this game. That only leaves us with kind of a thought, how do YNT, Sigma.YNT, win with their lineup? Well, you know, it's quite simple. It needs to be a good game for the bad. But, you know, we are going to be getting into the game in just a couple of seconds, guys. But before that, we're going to hear a word from our sponsors, EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600. Cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
And here we are in game number 1 of Sigma.YNT versus Rise Esports, as Sigma are already in the enemy jungle. In their triangle, they've overtaken this one. Having the tree and protector, you want to protect your trees, but Rise Esports, they're not coming over. YNT, they might just wait here for their enemies to come with a triple raise, with a hoof stomp. Yeah, whoever comes first probably isn't getting out alive. But again, when it comes to a longer engagement, into an avalanche, into a dual breath, I wouldn't want to be in their skin. Let's see, Violent waiting for the tiny arrow is running in, and there's gonna be a lot of damage going towards him. Double raise, triple raise, an arrow. He gets 3 people inside of the avalanche, but no one cares. Sticks and stones may break our bones, but they won't even do that because they will take down the tiny, so no stones here are gonna be left alive, and that is gonna be the first blood for Sigma. Nicely done for sure. Shards were well placed there from the Tusk, but doesn't matter, it was way too late. So you sacrificed your trees. This is something that we see a lot in games in Eastern Europe, in particular, teams going together to the lane where the treant is gonna be to take down the trees, because you know that the other team might be defending it. Well, here it's not gonna be happening. It is the Skywrath Mage that gets the kill. So Queasy, we'll see how well he uses that one. He's already bringing out an old talisman. This is big. Against the Ursa, when you have this fat frontliner on your side, the way that you want to play the lane is that you're constantly aggressive on him. If Ursa is around half HP, which she is right now, he can never go aggressive. And heroes like the Ursa, Monkey, Slark, they want to be aggressive, but you can't. So this is gonna be quite big. We'll see how much Black Archangel can do in this lane, but he needs to make sure that Kuropatic is just as low. And looking at the odds here, we are seeing that Rise Esports are favored probably as a team. I do slightly favor their draft. Oh, Black Archangel. Very manly headphones there for him. Already we see a dive. This is a mistake that sometimes can happen, that you think you've stacked up someone so much, but level 1 sticky napalm is so weak that even when there's 10 stacks on someone, it doesn't do all that much damage. So you need to be very careful. For you, he went aggressively, didn't do much to him. One thing that I didn't touch upon in the draft, so that could go into Sigma's favor, is their potential for the lanes to go well. Their lanes don't have to go well, but there is a potential, right? Treant and the Shadow Fiend are no pushovers. They're insanely strong. You're gonna have to go for some shenanigans by arrow here in the lane to make sure that the DP has a solid time. The Bat versus the Tusk, yes, I do favor the Tusk, but or slightly favor the Tusk, but against the Bat, there is always a potential that you make a mistake. And third, the Centaur and the Skywrath Mage are just an amazing duo of heroes that does a lot of damage. That, you know, one misstep from the Ursa, one misstep from the Jakiro, and you're just dead. So we'll see if they can make that happen. Blizzy coming forward. They want to go for the Shadow Fiend a bit, but this guy's violent, and Blizzy doesn't want to be on the receiving end of that. Nicely done by Arrow there, preventing the triple raise to come through. Blizzy does come back, says, yes, please do get those raises into me, and one more is gonna do it. He's gonna have it fairly soon, and there it is. He gets close enough. Shadow Fiend, just too fast of a hero, or rather, the DP, a very slow hero. I don't know if you guys remember when they reduced her movement speed by 40. Wasn't a long time ago. Everyone was crying, hey, the hero is dead. It is one of the most picked heroes across the board in the DPC. And that is what happens when people, even pro players, think they know better than I. So, ooh, that's a mistake. That's a mistake for sure. But did he? Yeah, he lost the stacks. Okay, that's nicely done by Dodrin. So the way that you remove the stacks in a snowball, you are in it for 3 seconds, right? But it also has the travel time. Sticky Napalm lasts for 5. You wait for just before he's gonna stack another one for you. You go for the snowball, and it is gonna be resetting the stacks. So you know, getting a little bit of Dota knowledge here, so maybe you guys can raise MMR, even though our average viewer, we all know, is like 10k MMR, probably. But who's gonna be, you know, focusing on those little details? Centaur Warrunner. Yeah. Lord of the Rings, I could say. Every single time I see 3 rings on him, 2 rings of protection, 1 ring of health. You have 0 armor, you counter it with rings of protection, and of course you are going to be going into a Vanguard or a Hood or both. So it's only natural that you are going to be having a ring of health, probably a Vanguard here against the Ursa, and that's exactly going to be the case. A Vanguard, phase boots, and then he'll probably see if it's worth it going for a Hood. Or usually, you know, Centaurs want to do it, but sometimes it's too greedy because your team is losing. So far, Sigma, they're doing really well here in the lanes. Kropatich is farming super well, and it's okay. Creep decides to go and kill himself. The tier 2. I'm striking at the heart, guys, and yeah, doesn't turn out too well. You know, you need to understand your strength sometimes if you want to be the hero. Stun onto the Jakiro. The slow comes out. Queasy is not to be tangled with easily, but here's why you pick a Jakiro. Look at him, 800 HP, not that easy to bring down, way too tanky for magical damage. If this was a Crystal Maiden, she's already at like 200 HP, and possibly Sigma are following through. So I like it. I really like the Jakiro pick. I think it's smart, especially because it's not being played too much, and then of course you're gonna forget about the hero from time to time. A courier dives. Nicely done. Black Archangel dropping low, has the healing salve, so he'll be fine. He's gonna turn around, hit the Centaur. Centaur obviously doesn't care. And the laning stage continues to go super well for Sigma. They're even winning the mid lane, and there were no kills. Usually we see melee heroes do well in terms of CS. The thing is, ever since they put the bat so that his sticky napalm actually does damage on an application, it has allowed him to last it a little bit easier. Either you're going sticky napalm hit or a hit sticky napalm, and you're securing the CS. So that's why he is ahead of the Tusk currently. And the 6-minute power room, the first one, is going to be coming through soon. That's going to be a nice Jewel Breath from Black Archangel, but the blocks in. We all know that the Skyrite Mage is a very fast hero, but the one that rules the sky for now will be the Twin-Headed Dragon. He does have a mango. He can slow him down if he wants to, but Black Archangel, he has already understood his fate, and it's going to be death. He's going to be slain by Kropatich, giving Sigma another kill. Meanwhile, there was a lasso used, but really no one died. So it is currently Arrow that is in trouble. 1 raise, 1 hit. A hit isn't going to be coming through. He comes into the tower, gives him a lot of tankiness there, because when you have 0 armor, 3 armor is just insane. Bad. Level 6, needs to be careful. Does have the Firefly, and will be able to get himself out of the shards there, but immediately he gets the taste of his own medicine. Dragonfire, not to be underestimated. Well, DP dropping low on the bottom lane. DP from the Tusk, and you have gone a little bit too far, Violent, and now you're gonna be meeting yourself with this guy. He explodes, almost killing Dodgen, but Dodgen will be fine. Blizzy wants to go for more. Chain Protector in a little bit of trouble, but he'll get himself into the trees, go through them as well, and be protected by his brothers. No points in the living armor, interestingly, but this is how you want to build if you want to be aggressive in the lane. He's probably gonna be getting 1 or 2 points from now on. Nice DP. Gets Rise Esports on the board and gets the kill onto a very important hero. This is the thing that you very rarely see in Division 1. That is a big mistake. Usually a mid laner would TP, but you wouldn't be diving that deep when the enemy mid laner is level 6 with a hero that is great at rotating. And Dodgen is not gonna stop. Nicely there. Dodges one of the raises, and they're going forward. Violent just came back to the world of the living. He has to go for the Requiem. Going through the trees there. Violent doesn't know what to do. Please, please don't kill me. I'll give the souls back. I'll give them all back. And yes, you will. But not the way that you want to. Finally, the bat does come over and finishes off Dodgen. But it is going to cost them Violent's life twice in a row. So it's going to take some time to build up the souls. But it seems like, at least for you, will be getting himself 2 kills. Gets tossed away. It still won't help Arrow to survive. Blizzy, he did get a kill there in the back. And that's 1 more hit that will get the kill to this guy. There's just so much action happening around the map. Ursa, he wants the Skyrite Mage, won't be able to get it. He has been bullied, annoyed by the Skyrite Mage over and over again.
is under
He just
attack.
wanted to pay him back. Centaur, almost level 6. That's why Dodger is coming. Shards are going to be off the mark. Kropatich is alive. I like this. I like the start of the game. The Centaur, though, a little bit too strong. If I would be Rise Esports, I would be a little bit afraid. So, the SF, it used to be so when he had like 36 souls to farm up. If he would die twice in a row, that would slow him down immensely. Now, considering that you only have 20 souls to farm up, if your spell is maxed out, of course, which currently it isn't, it's not that big of a deal, really. So this hero used to be good at catching up, but he would suffer immensely when he died. You know, dying in the laning phase as a carry, especially to mid laner rotations, isn't the worst thing in the world. Obviously, we didn't want it to happen. For you, goes for a TP out, but all of the stuns were already used, so a bit of a mistake there. They do use the Stampede and are chasing down the Ursa, but seems like he will be okay. There's just so much action happening around the map, so I really have to praise our observers who are bringing us every single little detail that is happening on the map here to our little screens, or maybe big screens if someone is using them. So, bottom tower will be dropping down. Nothing the Treant can do, only 1 point in living armor. You're not going to be stopping that push, and it is going to be the tier 1 on the bottom lane down. The last exorcism did do a ton of damage to it, and now they just poked it over. Oh, Batrider, he wants the rune, gonna go for the illusions. He does deny their understanding he's not gonna be getting it, and of course, against the bat, you want to have that illusion. Shards will miss, meaning that for you should be okay, especially with Violent coming over. Black Archangel, he has to think twice before thinking he can deal with the bat, and he does pull himself out. Dinozavrik is hiding in the trees. He understands the potential of the dive. It is not gonna be a hood for Kropatich. He wants to be able to make plays, and I like this more. I feel like it's super greedy, even though all Centaur players do want to get the both items. Just makes farming so much easier, and you scale better later, but it's too greedy for my taste, especially when he's having such a good time. Who's gonna be creating the space for him to farm, actually? It's better him to create the space for his two guys that are falling behind, which might be a problem in the long run. So second exorcism being used. The Ursa is still in the top lane. He doesn't want to leave. He wants to defend that tower if he can. Living armor level 1. Just the amount of armor it gives, it's not that high. It's going to be expiring, so this tower will be hurting. And they are diving the Treant, it seems like. For you, does have the travels to come back, but he's not going to be able to be there in time. And this tower is gone. It is actually gone. This is a big thing. Usually, when a mid lane tower falls, if you do not have a blink on your side, it's not that big of a deal. You cannot use the space, the map that has been opened, to get the kills. When you have a Tusk, Clockwork, you know, heroes like that, you actually don't care. This is a big thing. And Tusk can get into any area of the map so easily. And this is going to be dangerous for Sigma. For you, normal items on him, nothing too big there, but he now needs to start working towards his BKB. Most likely, I would say that he has to get it. Even if you get a blink, there is going to be an ice path, there is going to be an avalanche, there's going to be way too many things that you need to be dealing with. So you need the BKB. It's of the utmost importance. And we're going to have ourselves a pause. With dodge list. Nice. See, guys, no problem there pronouncing the words. Man, Black Archangel is gonna blind us with these headphones. I actually have a pair like that home, but I don't have the ears, right? It's just the pink one, the exact same one, but I don't have the ears. I don't know why I don't have the ears. Oh, we can see that he's enjoying it. Probably it's the best sound in the world. As far as I know, those ears, at least on some of the headphones that I've seen, I don't have those, so I don't know, are also like speakers. Hopefully they are. But look at the reflection from the monitor. Shiny. We can see that they're not getting our vision away from him. Coming back to DSF, nothing big there. We are getting a ask from our admins, reuse or WIUS, like one of the better admins. He has been the Eastern European DPC admin for a very long time. He's probably coming. Okay, this is doesn't sound too good. It's good that he's fine, but okay, he's coming. He disconnected from Discord, so it was a bug or a internet drop or whatever for a second there. Computer, internet, doesn't really matter. The thing that matters is that he is back and ready to fight yet again. I don't like that Sigma are just like, he's probably coming back. Like, if he doesn't, that's fine. It's not fine. You will play 4 versus 5. You'll probably lose because of it. Go. Okay. It is time to go again. And the game will continue. We have had a little bit of a ceasefire. Between minutes like 5 and 10. Constantly there was some brawling, you know, and a lot of kills resulted from it. But now we have had a little bit of a ceasefire for the time being. They found the Treant, and as soon as I said that one, it is going to be Vansker going down. But the Stampede is running. Here comes the cavalry. We will avenge you. And the one that has lain with him will do so much damage. Now releases the souls. The snowball is going to be coming through, but a little bit too late. He takes some damage. It's going to be a 1-for-1. Shards to connect quite nicely. There is going to be a lasso. They're going to try to finish him off. The Mystic Flare was on the mark, but Dodrin does leave as soon as the lasso is gone, and they kill the SF. TPing out for you. Will be successful at doing it. The snowball doesn't come towards him on time, and I don't know what that is, but it seems like a fraction of ice will go towards the fountain. I thought it hits his heart and then he dies. Just, of course, that doesn't happen in Dota, but you know, a guy can dream for cool things to happen from time to time. But we see that Prophet doing a lot of damage there. SF as well. In the end, it will end up with Rise Esports getting the better of the trade. So 13 minutes in. I don't know how Ursa is doing in terms of Battle Fury timing. Hopefully we do get the info on that one. He did find the possessed mask, which is a nice item for the hero for sure. So he's gonna be happy with it. Jakiro has to fluffy hats. Understandable. You are gonna be building into a 4-staff. That's the first thing. The second, you are playing against mostly magical damage currently. You're gonna be dealing with physical damage of the SF later on. But that's not that big of a deal. You need to be surviving the magical burst, and you need the extra HP. So I like it, right? If you look at Heroes of Sigma, even the SF currently, his main damage output is magic. So guys, the way that you deal with physical damage, obviously armor, magic damage, HP. No surprise there. Very easy for someone to guess what they need to do. Ursa. One more item until he get his Battle Fury. It's gonna be like 14-30 minute Battle Fury. Maybe 15-minute one. The timing, not ideal, but he did buy the phase boots, you know. He did buy a couple of small items before that one. Speaking of, there's a big item coming out right now. Can they kill Dodrin? Stun into silence, into Mystic Flare. Yep, this hero is dead. The damage output of these two is just insane, and this is something that Rise Esports are gonna be having to deal with. Now Rise, they have to play together. They've taken down the towers, right? But they probably should be looking towards Roche, because teamfight potential on their side, it's pretty good, especially with the Exorcism. And you need to be together, 1, to get the Ursa in a good spot, 2, to not lose your heroes. Black Archangel will get the Ice Path up, but you're not gonna be putting out that fire. It will continue to burn. In the end, Vanskor actually gets the kill there with the Nature's Grasp, something I wasn't expecting, but it does come out in the end. His Blink Dagger for Kuropatic is such a huge timing for YNT. So Ursa needs a lot of time. He didn't have a good lane, right? He had a good lane on the center, which is what we said, Sigma, they need to have solid lanes. Their lanes could go well. They did go relatively well, not perfect. Did go well, at least for the center. He's the playmaker. Now it's on Rise Esports to keep themselves alive. So you keep your tabs. If you don't see the center on the map, you go back. And he's kind of the one that you're afraid of, right? He's missing, we're together. He is showing, we're farming. Or he is missing, we're going for a move to find a kill. He is showing, we can either farm or, again, go for a move. Battle Fury done for years, so we can see immediately that he has farmed 1,000 gold on top of it. Just that's what this item does. A smoke was used. Ursa needs to be careful. The bat TP's to the bottom lane. Okay, this is gonna be a cue for Ursa to come back, but maybe that's the plan, to just push him back into the triangle. The rest of Rise. Ursa, what are you gonna do? He's being chased down, doesn't have the enrage, but they don't necessarily know that. Doesn't matter if they know or not. He's still gonna be going down. Multiple TPs, Power Rangers coming over, but will they be able to punish these guys for killing their carry? Kuropatic He loses half of his HP, so he could be going down. With the train coming in, he doesn't have the ulti for another 8 seconds. The burn from the Jakiro is a little bit too high. Avalanche is going to be amazingly placed. And from all sides, they have been sandwiched. Where are you going to run? Hoof stomp onto the ground. The snowball is there to protect him. Finally, Overgrowth does come through. They're going to be losing 1 hero for it, but we'll be fine with it. Any chase, any more heroes that they can take? It seems like the answer will be no. Rise Esports will get 2 for their troubles. They're going to lose the Jakiro in the process, and if you count the Ursa, it is a 2-for-2 trade, relatively even between the teams, with a slight difference there, with Sigma's carry farming all this time, and Ursa, well, just being dead. What happened to the Ursa was that he was farming the Ancients, so he used his Enrage, right? So there was no way you get out of that one alive, though he should have been aware with the Bat running the way that he had, that he needed to play a little bit more to the right there. In the end, not gonna be doing it, so he's down. Violent, going for a Manta. There is a lot of things that you can remove here. Silence from the Death Prophet. The spells from the Jakiro. That is pretty big. So we'll see if also slow from the Ursa could be a big one to remove as well. Usually we see Dragonlance BKB on these SFs, but he decides to take a little bit of a different route. It is good to push out the lanes as well. Rise though, led by Arrow, going in. As he would say, Tiny coming in. So who is he gonna find? Dodron is gonna be going first. The exorcism is gonna be used, thinking maybe of the tower. Vanscore jumped on. They have the blink daggers, and they probably have the kill immediately into the Roche pit. They don't care about the tower. This is a big Roche. They can take it 25 seconds without the biggest AoE lockdown on their side. And yeah, the damage is just gonna be stupid strong there, coming out from Rise Esports. Exorcism plus an Ursa tag team. I don't know if it was even used, but it's just insane. EEU shows himself. Exorcism gonna be expiring. Dodge run. He's running forward. Be careful. Blink dagger is there. Snowball. He stops the TPO for you. He does have the uppercut as well. Keeps him in the shards. Doesn't have the Firefly any longer, but he has the BKB and the last one. The Mist Flare coming over, but they have the mech to keep him alive. Hoof Stomp is gonna be amazing with the double edge. He does finish him up. Blink in from Arrow now, and you're staying so long in that fire. Macro Pyre burns. Even a tanky Centaur, he cannot survive through it. Hiding in the trees. Queasy will get found. He doesn't have his ulti. Yeah, does have the other spells, but it is only a matter of time before he falls. 18 seconds before his TP. He can never hope to live that long, and into the woods there are hungry bears ready to finish you off. It is gonna be a 2-for-1 in favor of Rise Esports now with an Aegis. YNT have to be careful how they engage. So Ursa finally has gotten to the top spot of the network chart, and this is what is scary. This is what scared me ever since he was picked against this entire lineup of Sigma. Once he gets a BKB blink, if he's the one starting the fight, you cannot kill him. He just jumps in, bobs the BKB, and starts going ham. It's one of your heroes dead. Let's not kid ourselves. Tusk also has the blink. I've already talked about it yesterday. Blink on the Tusk, it is a defensive item as well. Not only because you save your teammates, but also you're not using the snowball to go in. You're surprising your opponents. You're leaving the shards. You don't have to snowball immediately. You can pull out. They're in the shards. Your team, they're coming over. Then you engage, and you always have the snowball to save yourself if need be. That is how you can utilize the blink as a defensive item, despite not having a BKB. Sometimes it backfires if you play overly aggressive, if you think that you can burst people down, and that is not the case. But when you have the Ursa, you don't have to do it, right? You jump in, you uppercut punch someone, shards, get out. They cannot turn on you. Or if you see that it's trouble, you go for a snowball then, and then you wait 3-4 seconds. Your team has the time to react. There's obviously no blink, but the Tiny does have one. So, 12 to 11. The gold lead, still negligible, actually. So it's not that big of a deal. What is a big deal is that the BKBs are gonna start coming through. Ursa, DP, and the Tusk, and you're playing against, again, mostly magical damage on the enemy side. So you had your timing on Sigma, and it didn't work out well. The Exorcism comes out. It is a level 2 Exorcism. Go out, my pretties. Lizzie how this is. Kropatich goes in onto the Ursa. Does use the overpower, but it isn't an easy hero to kill. They're trying to go for the Death Prophet, but a pause will come over. Who was disconnected? This is going to be the Skyreth Mage. So hopefully now they know what's up. But for you already popped the BKB. You lasso the Ursa. That would be pretty bad. You lasso Blizzy. He might already be too far out here. So I'm not going to be... If he lassos Blizzy, if he lassos at all, the Tusk is jumping and punching him. That's what's happening here. And that is the dangerous part. He will jump in, punch him, and go for a snowball immediately on the closest target. Look at how they're hiding. They're waiting. Oh, they're not even under vision. Oh, you can see Dodron. He's calm. He knows what his job is. Doesn't really have anything to use the snowball on, but he's... Okay, they see Vanscore. Scratch that, so he can use the snowball on Vanscore if it does come to it. Again, repeating, you cannot snowball a lasso target. Lasso just works that way. You don't really save people with a snowball from it. So, coming back there, Wheezy will be coming back into the fray. Still has his ulti. The ulti on the Sigma side is available. Macropyre was already used, but it was used somewhere else, probably in the mid lane or something, because Jakiro is only now going to be joining the fight. So currently it's effectively 4 versus 5, 5 versus 5 if you count the Aegis, but the Jakiro is coming from the side. Go when ready. Violent is ready. Yeah, I'd be ready from back there as well. Go, guys. Let's go fight them, and I'm gonna stay here in the back. There it is, the jump onto For You, and For You is getting low, but he will survive in the end. The Stampede will keep him safe, and Arrow will be the first one to get taken down. Vanscore dropping low. He's stuck in the trees. He'd like to go through them. Why are you not letting me through, my brothers? Well, he took a lot of damage, and his appearance seems to have changed there. From all the damage Rise Esports did to him, it was so close to the bat to die. But in the end, he lives. This is why I thought maybe they're gonna wait for the lasso. In the end, wasn't the case. But with the Stampede, he gets himself out. That's a support kill and an Aegis. You're fine, but you're losing a tier 2. And when you have the DP lineup, any kind of pushing lineup, this tier 2 is what opens the map. It kind of secures that the next rush will go your way. For You is in trouble. Doesn't have the Firefly for too long. He might have it just enough to get out of the shards. Will be the case. Ursa comes over. For You is in a lot of trouble. BKB gonna be used, but they have the Force Staff to keep him safe. That is a 9-second BKB from the Ursa. It's gonna be lasting for a little bit longer, but double Force Staffs. One on Kropatich, one on Queasy, and the double off lane. They know just how dangerous this bear can be. Laning against him for the entirety of the game. You understand the dangers. Pull your teammates out. 9-second BKB out. That is actually big for Dino. Kropatich, Force Staff in front. He's gonna get the stun onto the Jakiro, and that is looking like a very dead Jakiro. No Arrow, he does re-engage. That's gonna be another BKB charge for You, but he pulls in the Tiny, and this might be even worse for Rise than they initially thought it was. He will be surviving on the Tiny barely, but he throws a tree, and it's not gonna be enough there with the return to get the kill onto the Tiny. He lives through all of that. That is just the tankiness of a position 4 Tiny. 1700 HP this early on, and they're not done. They're chasing for more. They're mad that their Black Archangel was killed, and who is gonna be next on the menu? For You, he does take a flight, tries to get himself away, will not be able to do so. Force Staff there. He only finds the tree, and he might actually die because of that one. Yep, they don't get the big one. The overgrowth keeps them in place, and they don't even get the tree. So nice attempt there from Rise Esports, but in the end it cost them more than it has given them, because it has given them nothing. Sigma, they're not to be underestimated, you know, because that magical damage, it is still super high, right? So when your BKBs are down, you need to be very careful how you approach them. Dodron still hasn't finished off his BKB, but that's why he TPs to the top lane to farm. But he's being hunted immediately. This is a very fast move. Dodron doesn't have it, isn't even close to it. He'll get himself out for now. Kropatich will show himself, so now it's a little bit obvious that the Dodger needs to be careful. Going for the halberd on the center right now. If you're Sigma, you need to start itemizing against the Ursa, right? So 4 staffs, that's already nice, but the halberd on the centaur, that's gonna be even nicer. If you get the halberd onto the Ursa before he's enraged, before his BKB, that's 3.5 seconds that he's not ripping someone apart. Plus, he's not gonna be buying an MKB, so any kind of evasion is gonna be nice. Ghost Scepters are gonna be big for sure, because Nullifier is a luxury item. SF finds a DD coming to the high ground. That right click would have hurt. Tiny knowingly. Just blinks away. 8-second BKB on there, so still no bash. He would love to have it. The Stampede, hard to catch people with it. So, TP has a TP, has a 9-second BKB. Can come to the top lane to defend it. They don't have a glyph, but they're coming over with the smoke just in time. Good positioning coming out from the Skyrat Mage to be able to break that smoke. And now it is going to be broken. They don't know where people are. Jumping in from Bluesy, but look at the damage from the SF. He's struggling. Violent doesn't have a BKB, and he's going to be forced out with the Stampede. Violent is getting himself out. Ursa has the blink, and Violent, you're no longer fast. Coming to the claws. No problem. High ground. I have another one there to deal with you. And he just stops. Tries to go for the Requiem. Unsuccessfully. Will be taken down. Rise Esports lose a tower. Get 2 kills. One of them being the carry. The one that needs to win the game for Sigma. And he's the only one that actually did damage there. That Death Prophet, I wouldn't want to be in her skin when she's running towards the SF. But in the end, they do bring him down. But those right clicks really did hurt. We are following Vanscore here through the trees. You know, nice nature, a little bit relaxing because we have seen battles, we have seen blood, we have seen tears. Now Vanscore is just gonna be there in the nature, going through the woods. We all know how soothing walking through the woods, maybe near some rivers, can be. Sometimes we need a little bit of it. Kropatich gets the blink out. That was dangerous. Dodgerin almost gets the grab. For you is gonna be whipped there. Or Centaur has one. He is half horse, so obviously whips are gonna be helping him to run faster. But this time around, he uses it from the bat. You're not gonna be going forward. We now see the buyback status is there. Gonna be very big for the second Roche. Second Roche, guys, it's always 2 things that are important. Who is controlling the outposts? Mostly the top lane, but the bottom lane outpost is important as well. Why? Because if you are Radiant, you don't control that one. Dark controls it. You are constantly gonna have to be pushing out the bottom wave, and you have nowhere to TP to if your hero gets ganked. So suddenly, you're the ones on the back foot. But they are gonna be controlling the outpost. The bottom lane is not close to their tower, not just yet. And they're waiting. The creeps are coming in. Rise Esports, now it's on them to wait. Get the buybacks up. You get the buybacks up, you can get towards the outpost there, get the fight win, and get the Aegis with an Ursa. Very important one. Shard on it. For the side of YNT, Shard, not that important. For Rise Esports, Ursa, you're just significantly stronger with the Shard. A smoke will be used. Rise Esports, they're seeing the bottom lane pushing further and further in. You know, even if you lose a fight, the lanes are going to be towards your opponent, so they can't get any of the objectives other than the Roche, and you're ready to buy back for that one. Currently, though, only their supports have one. Going towards the bottom lane, hoping that someone is going to be dealing with that one. Arrow, did he show himself without any pings coming through? I'm going to say no. They're bringing out that one, and finally, Dino is going to be making his presence known. Jump in, lasso, onto the Death Prophet. That is going to be a big one if they can bring her down, and they're trying to do it. But the burst damage, it was taken down, and out the bash onto the SF, the 4 staffs, he needs those. He does have one of his own to get himself away, and he'll be fine. The Death Prophet was getting low, but with just a couple of Spirit Siphons, gets back up in terms of HP, and Kropatich, the strong, the fast, the tanky, gets ripped through easily by the Ursa, and of course by this Death Prophet, and straight into the pit. They won the fight, they won the Roche. Rise Esports continues to dominate the game. You can see that every single one of their heroes is contributing to a fight, whereas YNT are just losing some of the heroes. If that's just the case, on the side of Rise, it can be Tusk that initiates, it can be the Ursa that initiates, it could be the Tiny that initiates. It doesn't matter. All of those initiations have something to them, right? Ursa, if she initiates, he bursts someone. On the side of YNT, there's 2 possibilities. Okay, we're gonna wait for that one. Violent, he did get out the last one alive. Snowball to the side, and here comes Ursa with the bashes. The living armor is not gonna be protecting him. Ice Path only gonna be connecting onto the illusion, so the tree, and they're hiding in the trees, is gonna be fine. So the only way you're really killing someone is lasso or a hoof stomp with a Mystic Flare. The SF doesn't have the damage necessary. Oh, speaking of those initiation people, one of them is gonna be going down right now. You like the skies, but if you go too much up into the air, how are you gonna be dealing with the cold air there? Ursa does get taken down. It's gonna be nice there for them, but he's going for a Nullifier. We talked about it as a luxury item. Well, when you're this rich, luxury might not be a problem any longer. Still, it is the second Aegis down. You still have that shard, of course. No one can take it away from you. That's nice. But and it's so easy to read the map right now. If you Rise and you see the Skywrath mage on the map, you know that you're not gonna die. This SF needs damage, and first he needs to get a BKB. Once he gets a BKB, only then Silver Edge or Daedalus. I think Silver Edge probably better for the hero because you need the positioning as well. So YNT, he really needs the farm, but he is trailing. He is trailing behind Ursa so much. Once there's a nullifier, it gets connected on you. You're gone. The Ursa pops the BKB, goes on you. Maybe the Stampede can save you. That cannot be purged off. But one bash, if there are no 4 staffs, you're gone. Akiro, level 14. No shard on Black Archangel. At least I don't think I've seen one. They have a ward here on the high ground, so if anyone wants to defend this tower, they're going to be in a world of hurt. But no, Sigma, they're going to be letting it go. It seems like they're going to put their efforts in defending the last outer tower in the mid lane, which is unconventional. The top tower is a little bit easier to defend, but just to make it sure. The bottom tier 2 of Dire is easier to defend than the top tier 2 of Radiant. That's just how it is, right? So sometimes this tower is let go, whereas on the mid lane on the Radiant side, it's not easy to dive that tower, whereas the Dire is. So maybe there is some merit to them letting this one go and actually allowing the mid lane tower to live. So Rise coming over. Liquid Fire from Black Archangel, poking a bit, hoping for some TPs. Will get none currently. Considering they put the ward in the base, I actually thought they were gonna poke a little bit harder, especially with the level 3 Exorcism. They keep it to themselves. Arrow has not been spotted just yet. Was that a scan or are those pings? I think those are just pings. It seems like the Skywrath Mage knows where he is. Smoke was used. Arrow is gonna start connecting fairly soon, coming onto the high ground there. Okay, Blizzy reveals his positioning right now, has the Exorcism, Lotus Orb just in time, but it seems like the SF is doing a lot of damage. Not if the Ursa has anything to say about it, and everyone is running from a mad bear. He killed the Takiro. Tiny's taking some damage, and now the SF is getting gone on. Here comes the snowball. We haven't forgotten about you, and he'll be taken down. Yeah, they're just focusing on him. Without him, there's just no constant output of damage, and Ursa, when he gets on top of someone, this is what you get. In the end, Arrow gets a double kill. A Tusk comes flying over. Reminds us of a nice cool scene from one of our favorite movies when one of the guys says, "Toss me," and then he just goes in, crushing everyone. Kind of what happened to the Centaur here. And immediately, with the Exorcism expiring, doesn't really matter. The mid lane tower already low. All of the outer towers are gone. Push potential for Rise. No Exorcism, no Jakiro. This is probably going to be Rise getting themselves out. Let's see how confident they feel. They may be thinking we can get some buybacks out. Nullifier also ready. Skywrath Mage, you need to be careful. This Ursa can dive. And yeah, it's enough. He was hoping he'd get some buybacks. Now he sees that's not going to be happening. Tower isn't going to be falling. You get out. If the Treant wasn't in play, you attack for another 5 seconds, then you go out. So, because 5 seconds before someone is alive, you could get jumped. You might not be able to get out, and then you're in trouble, right? Of course, Centaur being dead, being the main initiation for Sigma, gives Rise Esports more time, but there is just no use going for that one. The Treant will heal it either way, so you're better off clearing out the map, getting more farm, getting more items, than staying there for a longer period of time. Essentially, you're not being greedy. So, Arrow. He's very focused. You can see his eyes just going everywhere. He's looking at the map. He's looking at the screen. He's ready to jump. Dino? It looks very chill. Right? He feels like he has won the game. And it does feel that way for Rise Esports. Now it's a mistake, right? YNT, they have to go for a smoke. First for vision. If you're going just straight for a fight, you're probably going to lose the fight. Octarine on the bat, that is big. Arrow, he's baiting so much. Black Archangel might be an easier grab. He wants the rune. Glimmer Cape is gonna be used. They jump in. Sentry just in time. Let's see if they can get the kill. The snowball save is gonna be there. Stampede has been used, trying to run away or fight. We'll see which one. There is gonna be the ulti from the Treant. Lotus Orb again. That lasso is always using it on himself, and yes, I want to use the ulti, but he gets kicked away. kick the baby. That's what we're gonna be seeing now. And Violent, he stands his ground, but he can't do anything. Blizzy's taking 0 damage from him. He's gonna get frozen. First by the ice, then by the snowball. And the chase is on this time around. You're not gonna be getting out of this one. There's the kick onto the Skyrat Mage. Come back into the river and get drowned. Queasy gets taken out. Dino is unstoppable. And this fight, with probably the game as well, is over. For you, he just can't get anything done, right? This Lotus Orb is destroying him. Tiny, always on point arrow was always a very mechanically gifted position 4. Ever since I first saw this guy, I was like, yep, there's some merit to him. He even played Tour 1 last year, so the Winter Tour last year. He played a position 4 Pudge, and he did so well. Violent, he's getting out of well played. Doesn't matter, guys. Let's go. We can do it. It's still not over. Even if we win this game, there's 2 more to play. Of course, that's meaning that you win the next one. 35 minutes in, it seems like the first lane of Rax will be going down. They're trying to get a tower in the mid lane as well. Blizzy with the Exorcism. That's a lot of damage. But they're gonna let it go. Roche could be up in a minute. If you don't lose your positioning, you cannot lose the game. And that is what's gonna happen every single time if you go for a smoke without having vision, right? That is why losing all of the other towers is a problem. You're always coming from an expected angle. For you, jumps in, arrow, just knows the limits that he can get away with and blinks out just in time. For you was a fraction of a second too late. So, Abyssal Blade done. Dino going for the Swift Blink. Very nice on the Ursa. Even when you don't have the overpower charges, you still hit super fast. Very important for the bashes, for the Fury swipes to get deeper and deeper. SF going for a refresher. He understands that his ulti is big. BKB used by 4U. Okay. It is a 6-second charge anyways, but he might die because of it. And the kickback come into our hands. They're just playing pinball with this guy, maybe even volleyball. It doesn't really matter, but they don't see him as an opponent. They see him as a plaything, and they're coming over. Ulti from Violent. Everybody's afraid, and they might kill Arrow, but then they come to the conclusion, hey guys, we are stronger than them. No reason to run away from these guys, and the Ursa coming over. The Ogre Seal Totem is going to be protecting them, but your Force Staff is worthless. It's going to be dropping down the Mystic Flare. It tickles the Ursa as he rips apart Queasy. Cute little magic against the sharp claws of the bear. We know which one is going to be coming out ahead, which one came ahead. Arrow also bought back in that fight. Rise Esports, they're ready to go again. Unfortunately for them, Roche is not going to be spawning yet. So, Ursa finds a ninja gear. We'll see if that's the one that he wants to use. A Skeptic's Cap might be big, especially if you initiate with a lasso or with a hoof stomp. For those of you that don't know, once a debuff, that is a stun, slow, anything, gets applied to you, the first one, you get status resistance for a time being. So first stun basically gets removed 30% quicker, 35, I'm not 100% sure. And you also get the HP. So, Black Archangel in the Roche Pit. You cannot put careers in the Roche Pit any longer, so you use a Jakiro. Makes it go in the pit. Look at him. It's literally like he's punished. Like, go into the corner. That is your spot. You guys remember the scene from Rick and Morty? What is my purpose? You pass butter. Oh my god, Black Archangel. Like, guys, what is my purpose in this game? All happy, like, with his pink headphones, and they're like, you stay in the pit. Oh my god. Like, yeah, is that why I practice year after year to be staying in the Roche Pit, waiting for it to... Look at how sad it is. Everyone is hanging out, and then he's just waiting there in the corner. And he doesn't intend to move. He went to the bathroom, right? Just kidding, guys. You can go to the bathroom during game breaks. During games, not game breaks, sorry. During the breaks, you can. So, YNT, they finally get out of their base a bit. The ninja gear was given to the Tusk. He was already, you know, he knew boxing, kickboxing. Now, he knows ninjutsu as well. So this guy, MMA on the Tusk. Not to be underestimated. Jakiro still in the pit. Maybe YNT, if they knew that they had a free kill, that would be nice. We'll take it there. Blizzy, not an easy one to kill. Butterfly on DSF, I like it. for survival, but you're not gonna kill anyone with it. So tier 4 items gonna be coming out. Flicker. That's a big one. Witch Bane. Not that big of a deal. It's not like we have any Ghost Scepters on the other side. Is there anything they can remove? They could remove the overpower of the Ursa, but that's a low cooldown spell, not that big of a deal. So Roche has spawned, and Black Archangel, he has done his duty for the Dire. Because of it. Now they're gonna know exactly when the Roche spawns. Considering it was the longest Roche respawn, they would have had that info either way. And it is gonna be the Refresher Shard for a Death Prophet double exorcism on its way. Of course, you can have double the spirits like you would do with the Razor, have double Eye of the Storm. It is what it is. So Blizzy TPs to the bottom lane. The rest of his team is coming over. Dodger under the guise of the smoke there. And they jump onto the high ground. They have a gem, but hiding in the trees. He's not gonna be spotted. And Dodger doesn't find anyone. Has a DD in the bottle. Has a Deso in the backpack. So this guy can hurt. You know, those fists and legs, punches and kicks, they're not just for show.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Oh, we can't kill the heroes, but we can kill your couriers. Hit them where it hurts. You know, if you can't protect the little guy, you know, the postman, how can you call yourself a big force here? Rise Esports, that's gonna be going into their ego, but I don't know. YNT, you look like you're not in a position to make your opponents mad. Butterfly's done for DSF. It is a damage item as well as a defensive item, but he needs that shard, really. The shard is a necessity. You need some crits. Just from the right clicks, you know, 350, 400 damage per hit at this point in the game is not enough. You don't have enough lockdown for that to kick in. You need a shard. Currently, he doesn't have it. This is a good time for Rise Esports to smoke. They have the Aegis for another 3 minutes and 32 seconds. Black Archangel does get the wards down and jump in from the Tusk. He kicks the hero to the side there, not back, so doesn't really use that quite nicely. They go in with the lasso onto Dodger. That will be a big kill if they can get it, and they can. They will finish him off. Lotus Orb this time around was a little bit too late, so they'll get the pullback. Nice one to start things off, and Dodgeron has no buyback. You've now created at least a minute and a half of time for the Aegis to expire, but the Rise Esports, that is if they go back. Lotus Orb removing the silence. The Ancient Seal, they're not going to be there for long. Force in for Violent, thinking he can go in for a fight, but very soon he decides it is not a smart move and gets himself back. Sends the Mantas to deal with the wave. They've only lost a tier 3.
Gold and sweet.
Okay. YNT, sorry, Sigma.YNT, they are holding. There is a cart on the Centaur. Aghanims is there, so he can protect his SF. Keep him from the catch of the Ursa. They did find the Bat Rider there. Jumping from Kuropatic. He hasn't found anyone. They lost the Bat. Has a buyback if he wants to join, but Kuropatic now has been caught. Nullifier a little bit too late. The second force stack not going to be doing anything, but the disarm on the Ursa will. He's enraged. That's had the status resistant. Kuropatic will be left alone. He gets the blink out. TP away. On the other side, another exorcism. They use the Refresher Shard. They are going for a push and are being really greedy with it. No Bat Rider, so no good initiation. No one to pull in. Jump in from the Tiny. Immediately silenced. Lotus Orb not going to be coming out in time. The stun is there, and he tosses two of the heroes. There's a card, but yes, he just smacking them from that one, riding the card and just going forward to everyone. He's going to kill the Tiny. Now going through Black Archangel. He had to kill, but finally the Ursa around the roar. How dare you kill my teammate? Spot back on the Bat. Not going to be doing anything with that one. The SF has been disarmed. He cannot attack. I don't have any weapons. I attack with magic, where they're gonna take that as well. But now going for him. Violent. Is he gonna be feared? No, he's gonna be fearing his enemies. But the BKB from Dodgeron, make sure that he gets kicked back. He's gonna get punched with his dying breath. He punches the SF there in his chin, and then the Ursa will be finishing the job. Dino, it's beyond godlike, got a double kill, still has the Aegis, Force Staff into the fountain, Mystic Flare there as well, but he does have a cheese there on Blizzy. Lotus Orb to protect him, and this birdie, it's gonna be coming back to you. Violent comes forward. They still have one lane of racks left to take. 69 seconds until you have the exorcism. No buybacks on Sigma, but they had their SF. What can Violent do? Can he do something here? He doesn't have a buyback. He needs to be very, very careful. He dies. This game is over, but this game might be over either way. He goes there with the hit. Fierce Blizzy, who's going to be running forward. Violent has a force staff to keep himself safe. Dirsa doesn't want to jump in. He's going for the GG. Tier 4 towers, one of them is dead. Kuropatic comes over, who's going to be jumping on no one. Ursa jumps out, and for now, he's just protecting his teammates. 30 seconds left on the Aegis. And YNT, they cannot go forward. They cannot leave their base. It's very hard to play Dota now. Violent? Violent, what are you doing? You don't want to be there. Nullifier is going to be on him. He disarm onto the Ursa, but he did use the enrage. He's not going to be lasting too long. Violent, his wounds are deep, but he's going to be in the cart. He's driving around. He's having a fun time, but that cart will expire. Not going to be getting out of that one. The overgrowth onto the Ursa. The force times, they do get him to the high ground. Purging every half a second, so we'll be able to get away from Dirsa. Kuropatic going for Black Archangel will kill him. You haven't been able to protect him, Dino, but he is able to slay this guy after he has lost his teammate. Glasso will come through, but it's not gonna last for long. The Lotus Orb is there, and of course, the small enrage is there from the Earthshock. Dino is fine. Just gets the Earthshock out in time. And it is gonna be YNT not getting the pullback on the Ursa. That could have actually been a kill if he didn't use it. Kickback, gonna be there on Kuropatic. They want him dead. Still has the cart if he wants to use it, but who are you gonna be using it on? He cannot get out of this one alive, especially with the bundle of trees dropping on top of him. You have lost two of your heroes, but the third one that is dead, it is gonna be coming back fairly soon, and it is the Treant Protector, but can he protect anything? Or is this game beyond protection? They do have living armor put on the SF. He's not putting it on the towers. He knows the SF is the only way that they're gonna hold this ground. He needs to be the tower. He needs to be the defense of this ancient. Smoke from Rise. They want to find the engagement. They get the kill on the SF. The game is over, but he's staying inside of the fountain. Very smart. Kick back. They found for you, and we haven't found him because he has been erased from the map. Violent coming over now. They know exactly which one is real. Because the Manta Illusions, they are gone. Toss back from Marrow. He has found it, and Dino goes in. Nullifier doesn't come out in time. They have the shards. Violent, he's waiting for another force step, but Vanscore, he takes it himself. Go back into the fountain. This map is ours. Call GG. Here's some trees in the fountain. They're gonna kill Vanscore, actually. Not the throne falls before it. And Rise Esports, they claim the victory. 41-22, 46 minutes and 27 seconds, and a 34,000k gold lead for Rise will be enough for YNT. Sigma.YNT to finally give up on this game, though. It really was over at this point, and they were giving it their all for this to be the as long a game as it possibly can. In the end, they do lose either way. The Ursa was way too powerful at some point. There was a time when it looked like Sigma can't do anything, but SF got a couple of items and started doing some damage. In the end, just not enough. You have only one hero that can help you burst people. That's the Skywrath Mage. You're relying too much on magical damage. The BKBs come out. You start losing the game, and you just don't come back into it in this one. But you know, it is still only game number 1, guys. So there is still to be played. If you win the next one, force game number 3, you could take the series. Though Rise Esports, they are looking strong. Sigma, I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. I'm actually not sure how they lost against YNT, but it was at the start, right? So now, a week later, the Rise are looking good. They're looking good in the DPC. They're looking good in the in other third-party tournaments. Overall, they're looking like they know what they're doing. Draft-wise, movement-wise, execution-wise, they're doing pretty well. So that's quite a nice performance for them. But with that being said, we are going to be sending it on to a quick pause in around 10 minutes. We're going to be coming back with game number 2 of Sigma.YNT versus Rise Esports.